Welcome to EIPIP Meeting 101. This is issue number 316 on ETH Cat Herders EIPIP GitHub repository. On agenda, we have some open issues and pull requests to be discussed. We'll look into call for inputs and some discussion updates from the earlier meetings. There is also EIPS Insight, and yeah, we'll perhaps take a look at the action item if pending from the previous meeting. So starting with the first item, I have listed down a few pull requests which requires editor's approval. It seems, yeah. The first one here is a PR number is 8251. I wonder anyone has any thoughts on this one? So this proposal, please go ahead.
Looks good to me.
I mean, it was proposed by Sam, so we were wondering if we could get another editor's approval because this is to move into the last call.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Very well. From there, we can, okay, just quickly checking with editors. Is it good to be merged or any other thing we would like to do here?
Yeah, it was approved.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, good to go.
Very well. So the next one is to update ERC 777 and it is on the ERC GitHub repository. Number is 182. It seems to be a typo for a final proposal.
Yeah, I think we have enough approvals now, so we can just merge this one. Thank you. So I think we're good to move on to 8255.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. So that's correct. We can move on to 8255. This is a withdrawn proposal and someone is trying to make changes to withdrawn. Any thoughts around merging this one?
What are they changing in this one? Some typos, sure. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have any problems with this.
Yeah, I was just wondering, the proposal is already withdrawn. We know that it is never going to be moving forward. What's the point of engaging in any kind of
Yeah, I think that's fine.
peers? Okay.
I'm okay either way. If no one is strongly preferring to move on, I think we can just leave it as no.
Yeah, I mean, I believe
I agree because I mean this is a Ethereum improvement proposal. So if it's not going to be adopted, there's no point doing it.
Right, and it could be a way of just getting contribution, but it's not like adding any value.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
token farming is an honest farmer.
All right. So for summary, I'm assuming that we are moving ahead with not merging this proposal because this is an update to a withdrawn proposal, and this could be from as a policy, we are trying to suggest here that we would not be accepting pull requests for any withdrawn proposal. Is that the fair understanding?
Unless it's from the author or unless someone is trying to revive and withdraw an EIP, which is allowed in EIP 1, I think.
No, withdrawn is not allowed to be revived. Only stagnants are.
Oh, right. So can author revive one themselves?
No. Withdrawn
Okay,
means
so they
that
have to start over, right?
Yes, yes.
Got it. Yeah, we can. That's okay. Yeah, okay for me. If we set as a policy, just yeah.
Perfect. Moving ahead, we have some updates to final proposals. The first one listed here is to ERC 1046. And the number is, pull request number is 154.
Yeah, I'm just going to close this one. It's going to be impossible to get approval from all of the separate authors. I'm just going to suggest that they open new ones if they want to for each individual PR or proposal.
Are you going to add a comment there, like just for authors to follow?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing
Okay,
right now.
perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Would it be possible? I'm not exactly good at Git, but would it be possible to just move each commit into a new PR or something? Do like sort of cherry picking approach?
Yeah, it's if that's the approach they want to take, absolutely.
Maybe suggest it, and if they say I don't know how to do that, I'll offer to do it for them, or I'll
Sure.
try to learn how. Might be a fun excuse to learn how it works.
There we go.
With that, we can move on to the next, which is ERC number 6672, and the pull request number is 285 here. Oh, do we have a CFI for this particular PR? Fix the handle of co-author.
Yeah, we don't. I'll make one for this. Yeah, I'll make a CFI for this one.
Okay, and curious, do we need a
Can we-
separate CFI? Yeah, or can we just use it with the other proposal, which I think is already added here?
I think we
Agreed.
need a separate one for each, just so that we know, like we have a record of who verified the identity and all that crap.
Should we instead just set up a policy of how it is verified, and then I don't think verifying identity should be a CFI or should be involved in the CFI. Let's say if someone just create a pull request and then all the author or a number of the authors of that particular ERC agreed, they should be able to just merge. We can just approve it merge, given that there's someone attested, instead of using a CLI.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to write that up, we can approve that and put it into either EIP1 or somewhere else maybe. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. And then obviously there are unique situation where there's a single only author. So I'll write it up. Matt, are you okay in that approach that we discussed the policy in the CLI?
Maybe we can get back on this one when we are looking into the CFIs, and call for input, sorry. I should not call it CFI, call for inputs. We can perhaps have a little bit more discussion over there and then come up with the summary for a decision. All right, so we are leaving 6672 for now. I think Sam suggested to create call for input. But we are not going to do that because we're not gonna do the individual, or are we? Sorry, I just missed this part. I'm sorry, Sam, if you are speaking, you are on mute.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, no, I was just curious, like I perhaps missed the decision for 6672. Are we going to create a call for input or not?
So I think Victor is going to create a call for input to make a general policy about how to deal with these kind of things. And yeah, that's where we're leaving this
Yeah,
off at.
but not specific to this 6672.
Yeah, if Victor's going to create like a general one, I'm not going to make a specific one for this.
Okay, perfect. So the next one is ERC 7201 and the pull request number is 201 at ERC GitHub repository. Any thoughts on this one? It seems a bit contentious. Looks like the author is not in favor, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, one of the author is not in favor of merging this PR.
I think they ended up approving it on later on. Yeah, it looks like they approved it. So this would be a clarification. I think this is a fine change, but I'll make a CFI for it since it is technically changing a final EIP.
Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the bigger section of it. It's a call for input. There are 5 call for inputs. I think the first one is by Gajendra Singh and rest all by Sam. So yeah, whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, regarding mine, I think I'm fine if we don't really want to go through the pain of renaming and sort of rendering from authors to maintainers. But I guess maybe we can just mention it in EIP1 and sort of indicate that author is not really a credit list, it's just people who will maintain the EIP.
Any difference of opinion, or do we want to add that as a decision? I know we still have some more time left to collect more input. It's the last date is March 20th. Maybe keeper of consensus can take a call to keep it open or closed.
I mean, if you're withdrawing it, feel free to just close it. I don't really care that much.
No, I mean, instead of withdrawing, what I'm saying is that maybe we can mention this in EIP1 that author is not really a credit list and is just list of maintainers. So it's not
Yeah, I
really
mean,
fully withdrawing, but yeah, small action.
yeah, sure. I mean, feel free to change it. I don't have a problem with that.
So the next step here would be a small PR to EIP1 if we want this change to be reflected in EIP1.
Yeah, I'll do the PR.
Perfect. So the next one is 318, Sam.
Sure. So this was asked for by an EIP author. I believe it's the one that's working on Falcon. Yeah. So they want to link to a project because it's an implementation of the algorithm they want to use. I'm kind of against this just because I don't know, if you can link to an academic paper, it's a lot better than linking to a particular implementation. Or an RFC or something along those lines. But I put it up here for everybody to be aware of it. Deadline is March 20th. Leave your comments. Thanks. The rest of them are probably mine too. Yeah, okay. So a different author, this is for 320, a different author on a different proposal asked for a link to CAIPs or a chain agnostic improvement proposal, I think. Yeah. It's like another standards body like EIPs, but less focused on Ethereum. Deadline for this one is March 21st. Leave a comment on there in favor or opposing if you care. Moving on to 321. This is changing a reference implementation of a final ERC. Deadline for this one is March 22nd. Again, leave your comments if you care. If not, we'll see what happens on March 22nd. Next one is 325. This is changing an author's username in EIP 1193. I think this will be taken care of with Victor's general proposal on how to handle changing usernames. Deadline for this one is April 7th. And then we have, oh, this one's Gajinder, so this is 317. Oh, no, we got that one already. Okay, cool. So that's all of them.
Cool. So yeah, maybe the next one, which is about general policy. When we have the call for input, we can perhaps share that with editors to collect more feedback and see if we can make it as a general policy over there.
Eric, you have your hand up?
Yes, yes, kindly. I just wanted to add some comment regarding 318, and this is the EIP that the pull request that I opened because I proposed another EIP which is 7619, which is bringing the post-quantum signature to Ethereum, because this is a new kind of this is also evaluated by NIST, this organization that works on standardization of new cryptographic stuffs. So we analyzed it and saw that at the end Falcon is a good option, and this is it. When it was evaluated by people in the EIP team, they suggested me to add a new a link so it can be better understood, the implementation and these kind of things. But the thing is that I couldn't find a suitable option in the to reference an external link. So I proposed that with the intention not to modify the EIP, but because it was the way I found to add a reference to this implementation. So just wanted to emphasize that thing. So maybe because I want to not get frozen that proposal, which is the EIP 7619, but maybe find a way to get this proposal moving forward. So maybe if it is not accepted, the proposal to modify or add an external link for just that implementation, maybe I can just remove that option and leave the EIP 7619 without an external reference implementation. Maybe that would work some. What do you think?
So it's difficult to implement a hashing algorithm or an encryption algorithm without knowing what the algorithm is. In fact, I'd say it's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
But we also need to be able to, have our guarantees about how long these links are going to last. So maybe if you can include part of the reference implementation in the assets directory would be a good way to resolve this temporarily. Or if, I mean, I guess there's no real, I don't know. I'm trying to find like a document describing how Falcon works that isn't PQ clean. And I can't seem to find one. So yeah, maybe like what's the license of PQ Clean?
I'm not sure about the license, actually.
Let's see. PQ Clean is not licensed. All right. So yeah, that makes it really difficult. Yeah, I guess we can leave it in the draft without a link, and we'll try to find a source for it if that's okay with the other editors.
Mhm. Okay, okay. But as you said, maybe referencing some link in the assets section could make a workaround, Wilson?
If you just put the code in the assets directory would be the best option, I think. But if there's no license, then we can't really do that.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'll take a look at this, and maybe next time I'll try to contact you or see a way to resolve this. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, sorry, it's not the most clear process right now.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you both. So moving ahead, we have other discussions, continued or updates from the past meeting, and the first one here is working group charter. I don't know if we have any updates on that.
We had some discussion at the recent face-to-face in Toronto between myself, Matt, and Trent, or Tim rather, and it kind of threw a wrench into the design that I was going with, which is that we'd have the same treatment for all working groups. Matt raised the objection. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Matt, or if you mind me summarizing it.
You can go ahead and summarize it.
Sure. So the general vibe I'm getting is that we want to treat ERCs and EIPs and possibly RIPs as special in some way, where they're the only working groups that get repositories, and then other working groups don't get their own repositories and are kind of sub-working groups under those three, which is very different from how I had implemented it. So I'm kind of thinking a little bit more about how to do this, and yeah, no updates on the actual documents or the implementation right now, just some thinking.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Does it make any difference in rendering? Like, I understand you wanted to have it rendered with the help of working group, but the web page that you were working, is it possible to have all of them rendered there? Because as of now, we do not have a placeholder for RIPs.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter what the repository structure is. It's possible to get them all to render on the same page.
Perfect. I think that would be helpful. And
I was about to ask Sam, is there any guidance on how to practically enable sub working groups? Let's say ERC is a working group, but it could be pretty broad. And maybe people will be only interested in a section of it. What's our current guidance in enabling those discussions?
Enabling those discussions as in discussions about how to make the process or the actual like working group discussions.
For example, I would envision some people want to work closely around ERCs about NFTs, right? And some people might be interested in working around ERC of 12 signatures, like 71 and like account abstraction side. What are those? Like, how do you see these kind of small group of interest in this structure of our new charter?
Right. So I think that's where the tension is coming from. So I would like to see them have their own repositories, their own build system. Like they would have the exact same status as ERCs, whereas with the design that Tim and Matt are proposing, they would all live under the ERC repository and umbrella. So I guess my answer is that isn't decided yet, and I have no idea what our guidance is going to be yet.
Okay, happy to kind of further bounce idea with you. Yeah, I agree that it's good for them to have separate repository and separate place to discuss, separate place to kind of collaborate. And then as they gain trust in the community, they can have more access or recognition by other part of the working groups.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
So on the topic of RIPS, I did had a chat with one of the RIPS working group members at Denver. It seems that they are interested to maybe show up on one of our future meetings for EIPIP, and we'll get to learn more about it. But due to its present GitHub structure, I think it is a little complicated to render their data on eips.ethereum.org. Yeah, but I hope if the website Sam is working on, if that also includes RIPS data, that would be nice to have in the meantime.
Yeah, it will whenever I get around to proposing it. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Moving ahead, we have EIPS Insight. Taking a look at the data, we do have one EIP, which is a networking EIP proposed in draft status, that is EIP 7636, extension of EIP 778 for client ENR entry. And we have 5 drafts on ERC side. There is one proposal in final status, which is for ERC category, and the proposal is ERC 7092 financial bond. Congratulations to the author. And we have 2 proposals in review, which are on the ERC side, ERC 7007, Zero Knowledge AI Generated Content Token, and ERC 7590, which is ERC 20 holder extension for NFTs. Don't have any proposal in the last call, so there's no rush, but authors, editors, and community are invited to maybe take a look at the proposals which are already into draft and review statuses. With that, there is further announcement for EIP editing office hour. The meeting is planned for March 19th at 1600 UTC. I have added the link to the agenda, which is issue number 324 at ETH Headers EIPIP GitHub repository. People can also check out the video from the past meeting 33. And quickly taking a look at the action item here. Yeah, I think we have covered all of them here. Okay. Did we get to do this call for input adding additional author? Okay, yes, we did it. Yep. Okay, perfect. I think we have covered all the action item from the last meeting. We are a bit early. If anyone has any final thoughts, comment to add for this meeting or maybe for future meeting, please do let us know. And with this DST change in the United States, the meeting time is an hour later, but I'm wondering if people are interested in keeping this or if there is any suggestion on moving it to a different time. I know we reached to this time after a long struggle, but yeah, any suggestion around time or anything else people would like to add here? I'll take answer to both are no change and people are happy with this short meeting. So yes, we can have our 30 minutes back. Thank you everyone for joining us. See you in 2 weeks. Have a great day.
See you later, everybody.
Mhm.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.